This is Bob Maloney from MyMMAnews.com, and it is fight week for Art of War Cage Fighting 25. And this young lady I'm talking to tonight, Alaina Dutill, took a fight on late notice a couple weeks ago. She's going to be fighting on the card against Eden Stiber, who's making her debut. Alaina has 2 fights. She's 1-1. Alaina, thanks for giving me some time. How you feeling before we even talk about the fight? You're a nurse, you're a dog mom, you're a mom, you're an certified. I called you a certified ass kicker, and I'm always going to say that because you do so much and find time to train because you love the sport. So how you feeling? What's going on? How's your body, and how's emotionally you feeling knowing that you have a fight this week?
I'm feeling good. I'm a little tired because we've been training hard, but other than that, I'm feeling really good. I feel prepared. I feel like I'm ready to fight. So I'm doing cage fighting, which is my favorite. That's what I do best. So I'm ready.
Well, we talked before you were heading in and doing a kickboxing fight, and now you moved into the MMA. Do you have any like? Is it like for you, since it was short notice? Is it like almost no big deal because you're like in the gym all the time training anyway, even though you're not a professional, you're still in the amateur level. But it seems to me like you even when you're not like in camp, you're at the gym on a regular basis anyway. So was it not an issue for you to take the fight on just like 2 weeks' notice?
Yeah, it's really not an issue. This is my 4th fight this year. So I've been at the gym. I maybe miss 1 day a week if I do, and I'm usually always there. So I'm usually prepared. And then when I have a fight coming up, I just add some more cardio, and then I'm ready to go.
So when you took this fight, did you say I'm taking this fight, or do you go through your coach and talk to him first? How do you make the decision?
When they reach out to me, I usually send them to my coach first because he knows what's best for me. So yeah, I usually copy and paste, or I say, hey, hit up my coach, Dave Haar, and he'll let you know if this is good or not, because he knows me as a fighter, and he's been training me for almost a year now. So he knows what the fights I should take and shouldn't take.
Excellent.
Very particular, yeah.
Well, listen, Dave's a great guy. He's been in the business, and I'm happy for you to have somebody who not only knows the sport but is looking out for you, because that's important for fighters, especially early in their career. Now, you're only 2 fights in, Alaina. In your future, would you like to in a year or 2 down the road, would you like to advance and maybe become a professional?
This is funny, actually. Yesterday we were talking about this when we were doing some training, some one-on-one training. We talked about being a professional one day. That is in my bucket list. So it's definitely something I want to do, especially alongside with my nursing career. It's definitely something I'd like to do on the side. So definitely a dream of mine to do.
That's awesome. I'm glad. I said I'm going to be cage side on commentary, and I'll be there at the weigh-in. So I'm really happy to see you in person. What did you now? You took, like I said, since you didn't have a full camp, and when you guys decided to take this fight, how do you guys now? Like you said, did you just do what you normally do and increase your cardio? What did you guys do in this impacted shorter period of time? Because your kickboxing fight, you had plenty of notice. Now I'm assuming you're in phenomenal shape, so you're probably not having to cut much weight. So what did you guys do and decide to concentrate on in just a couple weeks?
A lot of my boxing and grappling. So we have and wrestling. So we have wrestling and grapplers that come in and help me train. Coaches from, like I said, we have Chris Palanca, and then he has his guy that comes in. I think his name's Mike Lammer. They come in, they work on grappling one-on-one with me. We have a cage in our gym. We do some cage stuff, especially if I get held up against cage, ways to escape, ways to defend takedowns. And then Dave works on me with my striking, especially the boxing aspect of it, and working on cutting corners well, not getting cornered inside of the cage. So more one-on-one training with particularly me, especially when we have fights coming up. With any of our fighters, we get a lot of one-on-one training and a lot of type of burnout drills. Like instead of doing 2-minute cardio drills, we usually do 5, and it kicks my ass, but it's really good when it comes to fight day. So.
Okay, so let's fast forward. We have the weigh-ins Friday. Tell me about after the weigh-ins and you get out of there, get all that the BS part of it out, and what are you going to eat and what are you going to do all day Saturday to kill time to the fight? Do you have even like you said, you fought 4 times this year, so you got to have a little bit of a routine, or so? Like I said, you weigh in, we have a fight. Congratulations. Tell me about it. Dinner, and then the next day, how do you make the time pass?
Make the time pass. Probably take my motorcycle out, clear my mind, eat some of my favorite food. I love chicken. Something that's healthy, but like not too different than what I usually eat, because that's going to throw me off. I'm a caffeine person. I need caffeine. So I need to have, yep. I need caffeine. I know people are going to kill me when I say this, but I have to have soda. I got to have some kind of Coke or something before my fight, because that's just my sugar. That's my caffeine rush that I need in order to get my energy back up. It's weird, but that's what my body runs on. So I'm so used to it, except
Hey,
when it comes to cutting weight. Then I'm like, oh, well, I got to cut this out now. So
as long as you're not drinking a 2-liter, you're okay. You know what I mean?
One can, and I'm like, all right, I feel good.
Hey, you know what? I think everybody, even myself, because I'm not like a big sugar person because of, certain health diabetes problems in my family.
Oh,
But
yeah.
every once in a while, you have that craving and you need it. So I can completely understand, especially you training on a regular basis, and you're burning so many calories every day. Tell me about this fight, Eden Stiber. Nobody knows anything about her. I don't. You don't. We know she trains over with some, good people just like you do. She's over at Grindhouse MMA. So, what do you think? You're just going to go in there and feel it out? How do you see the fight going?
Well, I don't know much about her myself. All as I know is she's a new blue belt in BJJ. She has 2 years experience in jiu-jitsu. I know nothing about her striking. I love to strike, so that's how I'm going to start everything, with my striking, and defend any takedowns that may come my way. But I know I'm solid on the ground as well, so I'm really not too worried about my ground game. I haven't been in my jiu-jitsu as much as I should be, but with Mike and Chris coming in and working on my wrestling, I feel like I'm pretty comfortable on the ground if it comes to there. But I'm more of a striker, so I'd like to keep it up. But if it ends up on the ground, I feel comfortable. So
Excellent. That's a good. Once again, I have the pleasure of talking to Alaina Dutill, and it's fight week, and we have a big event at Newtown Athletic Club on Saturday night, July 16th. And if you can't make it out there to see her, you can buy the pay-per-view on the Star Fund app. And if you're a fan or a friend of Alaina, make sure you click on her name so she gets credit for it. Alaina, thanks again for giving me some time. Give some love out to, to some of the people who could listen. Taking a fight is difficult enough. I mean, people who aren't in the business have no idea this how much stuff is involved with medicals, with training, with your supplements. Give some love out, because it takes so much more than to get in there, and to the grind is unbelievable, and to take a fight on 2 weeks' notice. Once again, much respect to you. I'm very happy, and I'm sure Eden and all of them are happy too, because she was training, wasn't going to have a fight. So you're really stepping up, and not just for yourself but your opponent. So much props to you for that.
yeah, she was actually going to fight my old opponent too. That was my old opponent, which was pretty cool. So, but give some love out to my son, especially because he deals with my my mood swings and all my anger, because between stress and fighting and everything, he has to deal with his mom being gone and out and about. But I actually took him to the beach the other day, relaxed, had some fun with him. Especially give some shout out to my coach again, David Haar, especially being there for me and helping me get as far as I am now. I know I've improved since I've been with him. Very supportive, always with us when we need him. Give support, some love to Chris Belanca, my wrestling coach, and also some of Mike Lammer's help as well. They've been great. They've taught me a lot of different things with my wrestling and grappling.
Well, Alaina, from one dog lover to another, I wish you nothing but the best the rest of the week. I will see you at the weigh-ins. Alaina has, what, 5 or 6 dogs you have?
7.
How many? 7. And she doesn't have small dogs either. She spends a lot of her time with the shovel cleaning up after them Great Danes. So,
oh my gosh, yep. And wiping, 28 paws or so with the muddy backyard. That's horrible.
Anyway, thanks again for joining me. Thank you again for working hard and contributing to the community and taking this fight on short notice. That surely says something about how big your heart is and how courageous you are. And I'm wishing you, my MMA News, wish you nothing but the best in your next chapter. I would love to see you go on and reach that dream and become a professional eventually, but it's one fight at a time. And I know David Harr is a terrific coach, and I know David will have you ready, and I look forward to you performing well. And we will see you this weekend. Have a safe trip over there. Pleasure talking to you, young lady.
Awesome. See you Friday.